Okay, so these two NSX stereos, this is the original one out of a 93 that's unrepairable. It doesn't have any sound when it comes on. And this one over here is the new modified stereo that has the Bluetooth and the extra features and sound. This one used the tape deck, and it also used a CD changer in the back. This one, the tape deck does not open. Tape deck door does not open, and does not. The CD changer is not compatible with it. The CD changers are has-beens and not going to function with this. So this is all fully digital media, XM satellite, Bluetooth, Pandora type ready, and tunes ready. So on this one we're using a lot of the buttons, but we're not using all the buttons. We're not using these controls up here, even though they still function. But the audio settings, equalizer settings are all through the volume control. We're not using the tune, and everything else we're using. Right here we're using this as the on-off, and it's also the source selector. So I'll go ahead and turn it on here. Okay, it is an HD radio. Now HD radios, stations, obviously all radio stations are not HD, but you can go to hdradio.com and search your local area, or see whichever area to see which stations have an HD broadcast, and also they sometimes have more than one. And also you can go into the functions and set whether you want just only HD or you want both, and I'll show you that in a second. The color match on it, this is a custom color match. This has got hundreds of colors, but we went into the custom and was able to select the right setting close to the OEM color. But you can make that any color you want, and you can also, it'll actually vary if you wanted it to change colors and things like that. So there's a lot of functions, features, options for that. But like I said, it is a plug and play. Uses the same connector when you plug it in. You don't have to modify the dash in any way or the speaker systems in any way to operate it. The antenna connections are the same in the back. You do have the USB cables coming out the back, so you have two of those and an auxiliary cable, and it has a jack for a microphone, so the microphone can come back towards you, or up on the visor somewhere closer if you're going to talk on the phone and you want to do that. So those cables would need to fed from the back of the stereo somewhere, but they're like 5 foot long, so you have plenty of cable. It does have a remote control for most of the features, and also the telephone dialing and everything. So go through some of these. The source button right there, it says USB front. Obviously there's no USB on the front, it's on that cable, so we put it on a cable. No device only means that there's nothing plugged into that cable. So if you could plug a memory stick into there with a bunch of music on it or whatever, and MP3 files, and access it this way. Same way with the other rear has always, it's labeled rear. It was always there, so we moved the one from the front to the cable in the back. Bluetooth, the auxiliary, the presets First, let me show you the seek. It operates just like any other. Let's see there. It shows you the Eye of the Tiger song, Survivor. It's being played. I got the volume turned down right now. This number 8 button is the seek button to determine how you want this button to work. There's 3 options: manually tuning it, seeking like it is right now, or just going between the presets. So there's the way it was. Auto 1 is the way it normally seeks. Auto 2 is the presets. Seek manual, you can hold it and just scan as far as you want. That's the most common one, probably.
You've ever seen Savannah heat up when the stars come out?
There's 3 FM stations and 1 AM station, and we're using the number 1 button for the band button. And the reason we're using the number 1 button is because we needed an extra button, and all these other ones have functions that are needed. So we give up one of the presets, and the number 1 button happened to not have a lot of other functions, no other functions, and so it was the best choice. So FM2, 3, there's AM. So you have 2 through 6 for the presets, and then 7 is an alert list. There's nothing on it right now. So number 8 is the seek, but the alert list, it's really, this button mostly is used for exit or go back. It's the like the U-turn symbol in the manual. So when you go into the functions, a lot of times you'll go into a function and you want to go back. This is going to be the 7 button for that. Up here is press it for the display, and there it's going to show you the title if you need to see the title, or change the display for that. If you hold it, it dims it. So that's your dimmer. This one here is more for the phone, and I'll show you that later. And hitting the volume control here goes into function. Audio, there's your display for your colors. Tuner settings for HD, Bluetooth mode to disconnect the Bluetooth or other options. Remote app, there's an app you can download to run the stereo onto your phone. There's your clock settings. If you want to go into demo mode, there's your equalizer, your tuning, and this is quite extensive. You can actually select for what type of speakers, what size speakers, even what type of car. There's a lot of different settings in that, but this is designed to run with the Bose speaker system that's in the car. But you do have a lot of options if you want to change that at any point. Display, if I go into the display, color select, shows you all zones. We're really only operating all zones, which is the display. There's the custom setting, and you can see that different settings there. And then here's your go back. tuner settings, go into that. There's your auto memory. There's your emergency alert setting. Turn that on, and that's going to allow the alerts, any emergency alerts, to come through. And that's what that no list was all about. When they come through, it'll store up to 4 of those alerts. So if you didn't catch the alert when it came through, you press that, and that's the list. It's going to list them out for you. Alright, see, I've totally changed the color by messing around there. So let's go back in here. So we're back to the custom color. Okay, here's the microphone that it comes with. It's got the clip, but it also has the clip, but also two-sided tape there. And then back here on the back, I don't know if you can see this. It's just a pink jack. It's going to plug that in there, so we can use the telephone to show that real quick. And that's on a ball, swivel ball. Okay, it's Android compatible, iPhone compatible, iPod. I'm going to turn on mine and go to my Bluetooth setting. And if we hit the source here, go to Bluetooth. It finds the phone. Hit OK for it to pair. Press the volume knob. It tells you there to accept the pairing. I go to My Music. Of course, this volume control, when you turn it, the words do turn, so I use the remote a lot of times. I just use the volume on the remote so that stays level. So what that was doing is it was pulling up Pandora, because I went on to Pandora. So if you have Pandora loaded onto your phone, it's going to connect when you go there. But I just had to press play on my phone music, and see, now it's playing back with Queen. And 6 pauses it. And there's different controls. That's what I was talking about, those buttons. when a phone call comes in, you can adjust the volume of the ringing. Number 7 will reject the call. If you wanted to reject the call. Okay, if you don't want to reject the call, you want to answer the call, it's just hit the volume control or 2 through 6. Any of the presets besides not the number 1. That answers it. So now you should hear feedback because my phone's right here, so I just called myself. Okay, now if another call came in and you had call waiting, you could hit this button here to answer the other line, keep both calls going. But number 7 is how you hang up. You also have on the remote here, answer and hang up, plus the keypad for the phone. All your sources, the volume that you set on all your sources are unique to that source. So whether you're talking about the volume when you're talking on the phone, or the ring volume, or any of the sources, whenever you go to that, it's going to be at a predetermined, wherever you set it, volume. Alright, so let's call my daughter and see how the phone works. We'll test it out. Hey, just making another test on this phone. Just want to make sure that everything was loud and clear.
Yep. Sound good.
All right, thanks.
Hmm?
All right, bye. All right. So that's how that all works. You also can use the remote for going between your sources.
So far, and I've had it for 2 months now, and I've lost just over 27 pounds. I'm in a suit that I haven't worn.
The presets work the same.
It's a great problem to have. And people that I haven't seen in
Press it until it beeps.
what did you do?
That's a raising session. Starting off in the Harlem.
It sounds really good. I don't have it turned up a lot because I'm talking, but it's going to have all the sound that you need. To turn it off, just press and hold. The other thing is, anything that's updated or left out of this video, we'll try to put it in, have it in the FAQ section of the website, and also links there to information and any other videos concerned. So we can be reached at 972-414-8016 or WillmansElectronics.com, WILLMANS electronics.com, and thank you very much.